Shalom and blessings, warriors of Yahuah and the truth. I noticed that nobody watched Third Enoch yesterday. I feel like it's because I'm starting Second Enoch, and you guys probably want to hear it in the order that they go in. So I'm going to wait and put a hold on Third Enoch. I'm not going to, I don't know if I'm going to be bringing my laptop or not, but there may be a few days that I'm not going to be able to make videos, but for now, I'm going to just hope that we find a way hope we find my laptop case so that I can bring my laptop with us. If not, then I won't be able to do videos for a few days. Or the only ones I'll be able to do are if I bring the Wormwood book with me, I'll be able to do those. And I just don't want to make the bag too heavy. But I might bring this book with me too, so we can go through some more of Second Enoch, and at least bring the BYNB so I can sing Psalms. But we're in the CEPHERIYM, Book of the Shaymayim, a collection of writings on the heavens. Okay. And we are on 2nd Enoch 11. Okay, here we go. Those men took me and led me up to the 4th heaven, and showed me all the successive goings, and all the rays of the light of sun and moon. And I measured their goings, and compared their light, and saw that the sun's light is greater than the moon's, its circle, and the wheels on which it goes always, like the wind going past with very marvelous speed, day and night, Yom and Lila. It has no rest. Its passage and return are accompanied by 4 great stars. Each star has under it 1,000 stars to the right of the sun's wheel, and by 4 to the left, each having under it 1,000 stars. Altogether 8,000 issuing with the sun continually. And by day 15, myriads of angels attend it, and by night or by Lila, 1,000. And 6 winged ones issue with the angels before the sun's wheel into the fiery flames, and 100 angels kindle the sun and set it alight. And by day 15, myriads of angels attend it, the stars and the sun on the wheel. Attend it, and by Lila or by night, 1,000. And 6 winged ones issue with the angels before the sun's wheel into the fiery flames, and 100 angels kindle the sun and set it alight. 1st Enoch, chapter 12. And I looked and saw other flying elements of the sun, whose names are phoenixes and chalkidri, or chalkidri. Yeah, it's spelled like chalk with a Y, D-R-I. Chalkidri. Marvelous and wonderful, with feet and tails in the form of a lion and a crocodile's head. Their appearance is empurpled like the rainbow. Their size is 900 measures. Their wings are like those of angels. Each has 12, and they attend and accompany the sun, bearing heat and dew, as it is ordered them from Elohim. Thus the sun revolves and goes and rises under the heaven, and its course goes under the earth with the light of its rays incessantly. 2nd Enoch 13. Those men bore me away to the east and placed me at the sun's gates, where the sun goes forth according to the regulation of the seasons and the circuit of the months of the whole year, and the number of the hours day and night, or Yom and Lila. And I saw 6 gates open, each gate having 61 stadia and a quarter of 1 stadium, or stadia and a quarter of 1 stadium. And I measured them truly and understood their size to be so much, through which the sun goes forth and goes to the west, and is made even, and rises throughout all the months, and turns back from the 6 gates according to the succession of the seasons. Thus, the period of the whole year is finished after the returns of the 4 seasons. Chapter 14. And again those men led me away to the western parts, and showed me 6 great gates, open corresponding to the eastern gates, opposite to where the sun sets, according to the number of the days, 365 and a quarter. So now it's starting to add up to the amount of days we actually have in a year. Before it was an off by a day. Thus again it goes down to the western gate, and draws away its light and the greatness of its brightness under the earth or the arets. For since the crown of its shining is in heaven, or Shaymayim, with Yahuah, and guarded by 400 angels, while the sun goes round on wheel under the earth or arets, and stands 7 great hours in night or lila, and spends half its course under the earth. When it comes to the eastern approach, in the 8th hour of the night, it brings its light and the crown of shining, and the sun flames forth more than fire. 2 Enoch 15. Then the elements of the sun, called phoenixes and chakidri, break into song. Therefore every bird flutters with its wings, rejoicing at the giver of light, and they broke into song at the command of Yahuah. The giver of light comes to give brightness to the whole world, and the morning guard takes shape, which is the rays of the sun, and the sun of the earth goes out and receives its brightness to light up the whole face of the earth. And they show me this calculation of the sun's going. And the gates which it enters, these are the great gates of the calculation of the hours of the year. For this reason the sun is a great creation, whose circuit lasts 28 years, and begins again from the beginning. 2 Enoch chapter 16. Those men showed me the other course, that of the moon, 12 great gates, crowned from west to east, by which the moon goes in and out of the customary times. Okay, 2 Enoch 15. Then the elements of the sun, called phoenixes and chakidri, break into song. Therefore every bird flutters with its wings, rejoicing at the giver of light, and they broke into song at the command of Yahuah. The giver of light comes to give brightness to the whole world, and the morning guard takes shape, which is the rays of the sun, the rays of the sun, and the sun of the earth goes out and receives its brightness to light up the whole face of the earth. And they show me this calculation of the sun's going. And the gates which it enters, these are the great gates of the calculation of the hours of the year. For this reason the sun is a great creation, whose circuits last 28 years, and begin again from the beginning. 2 Enoch chapter 16. Those men showed me the other course, that of the moon, 12 great gates, crowned from west to east, by which the moon goes in and out of the customary times. It goes in at the first gate to the western places of the sun, by the first gates with 31 days exactly. By the second gates with 31 days exactly. By the third with 30 days exactly. By the fourth with 30 days exactly. By the fifth with 31 days exactly. By the sixth with 31 days exactly. By the seventh with 30 days exactly. By the 8th with 31 days perfectly. By the 9th with 31 days exactly. By the 10th with 30 days perfectly. By the 11th with 31 days exactly. By the 12th with 28 days exactly. And it goes through the western gates in the order and number of the eastern gates, and accomplishes the 365 and 1/4 days of the solar year, where the lunar year has 354, and there are wanting to it 12 days of the solar circle, which are the lunar epochs of the whole year. So this explains to us the months and years. Thus, too, the great circle contains 532 years. The quarter of a day is omitted for 3 years. The fourth fulfills it exactly. Therefore, they are taken outside of heaven, or Shaymayim, for 3 years. and are not added to the number of days, because they change the time of the years to 2 new months towards completion, to 2 others toward diminution. And when the western gates are finished, it returns and goes to the eastern gates to the lights, and goes thus day and night, Yom and Layla, and about the heavenly circles. These lights go about the heavenly circles. Lower than all circles, swifter than the heavenly winds, and ruachoth, and elements, and angels flying. Each angel has 6 wings. It has a 7-fold course in 19 years. Chapter 17. In the midst of the heavens of Shaymayim, I saw armed soldiers serving Yahuah, with tympana and organs, with incessant voice, with sweet and incessant voice, and various singing, which it is impossible to describe, and which astonishes every mind. So wonderful and marvelous is the singing of those angels, and I was delighted listening to it. Hi, Beanie. Okay. 2 Enoch 18. The men took me on to the 5th heaven, and placed me, and I saw many and countless soldiers called Grigori, of human appearance, and their size was greater than that of great giants, and their faces withered, and the silence of their mouths perpetual. And there was no service on the 5th heaven. And I said to the men who were with me, wherefore are these very withered, and their faces melancholy, and their mouths silent? And wherefore is there no service on this heaven, or Shaymayim? And they said to me, these are the Grigori, who with their prince Satan rejected Yahuah of light, and after them are those who are held in great darkness in the 2nd heaven. And 3 of them went down onto earth from Yahuah's throne, to the place Hermon, and broke through their vows on the shoulder of the hill Hermon, and saw the daughters of men how good they are, and took to themselves wives, and befouled the earth, or Eretz, with their deeds, who in all times of their age made lawlessness and mixing, and giants are born, and marvelous big men, and great enmity. And therefore Elohim judged them with great judgment, and they weep for their brethren, and they will be punished on Yahuah's great day. And I said to the Grigori, I saw your brethren and their works and their great torments, and I prayed for them, but Yahuah has condemned them to be under earth or Eretz, till the existing heaven, or Shaymayim, and earth, or Eretz, shall end forever. And I said, wherefore do you wait, brethren, and do not serve before Yahuah's face, and have not put your services before Yahuah's face, lest you anger your Adonai utterly? And they listened to my admonition, and spoke to the 4 ranks in Shaymayim, or heaven, and lo, as I stood with those 2 men, 4 trumpets trumpeted together with great voice, and the Grigori broke into song with one voice, and their voice went up before Yahuah, pitifully and affectingly. Chapter 19. And from there those men took me and bore me up on to the 6th heaven. And there I saw 7 bands of angels, very bright and very glorious, and their faces shining more than the sun shining, glistening, and there is no difference in their faces or behavior or manner of dress. And these make the orders and learn the goings of the stars and the alterations of the moon, or revolution of the sun, and the good government of the world. And when they see evil doing, they make commandments and instruction, and sweet and loud singing of all songs of praise. These are the archangels who are above angels, measure all life in heaven, or Shaymayim, and on earth Eretz, and the angels who are appointed over seasons and years, the angels who are over rivers and sea, and who are over the fruits of the earth, and the angels who are over every grass, giving food to all, to every living thing, and the angels who write all the souls of men, and all their deeds, and their lives before Yahuah's face. So they write down everything we do and everything we say. In their midst are 6 phoenixes and 6 cherubim, or cherubim, and 6 six-winged ones, continually with one voice singing, and it is not possible to describe their singing, and they rejoice before Yahuah at his footstool. Chapter 20. And those two men lifted me up from there to the seventh heaven, and I saw there a very great light and fiery troops of great archangels, incorporeal forces and dominions, orders and governments, cherubim and seraphim, thrones and many-eyed ones, 9 regiments, and Ionic stations of light. And I became afraid and began to tremble with great terror. And those men took me and led me after them and said to me, Have courage, Enoch, do not fear, and showed me Yahuah from afar, sitting on his very high throne. For what is there on the 10th heaven, since Yahuah dwells there? On the 10th heaven is Elohim. In the Iberite tongue he is called Aravat. And all the heavenly troops would come and stand on the 10 steps according to their rank, and would bow down to Yahuah, and would again go to their places in joy and felicity, singing songs in the boundless light with small and tender voices, gloriously serving him. Next time we will be reading 21 through 30, or 21 through 29. I hope you guys enjoyed this lesson today. It was mostly about the luminaries or the workings of the seasons, months, and years. But I'm hoping you guys learned something new today and you guys enjoyed the lesson. I love you all with an everlasting love as Yahuah, our Abba, loves each and every one of us. Okay. Toda Rabba, Abba Yahuah. Toda Rabba, Abba Yahuah. Toda Rabba, Abba Yahuah. Hallelujah, Yahuah. Baruch haba Bashem Yahuah. Shalom and blessings, warriors of Yahuah and the truth. I love you.